Hello, this is Justin again on my allotment and in my greenhouse in particular. I thought what would be useful actually at the moment, it's what is it? It's the 6th of May. So at this time of year, some things it's prime time to actually get them sown and get them planted into your garden if you're going to be growing vegetables. Some things it's a little bit too late for. So, for example, onions, broad beans, they're a bit too late to go in at the moment. They need to be planted. Garlic as well. They need to be planted earlier in the year or even at the end of the previous year. But there's lots and lots of things that you can actually get sowing now, which will crop this summer. I'm actually just in the process of. You can see I've got some sweet corn, some courgettes, and one of my favourite vegetables, a tromboncino, which is a type of gourd, a type of sort of like a squash, like a pumpkin type thing, and you get a huge, like a mini trombone, it's called, which can get up to 2 feet long. Really good to eat. They taste like a butternut squash, but without very many seeds. So anyway, so I'm sowing those at the moment. So this at the moment it's a really good time. I've got over here, you can see my beans. So French beans, runner beans, really good time to sow those at the moment. Tomatoes, it's getting a bit late because they take a while to go. Mine are a bit late, but you could, if you can get any plants online, small plants, those can go in the ground pretty much now as well. Maybe a little bit, maybe give it another week because it's supposed to be cold next week. Peas, still time to sow peas, and I'm sowing a lot of these in the greenhouse, but in the next couple of weeks you can sow them outside for sure. You can sow them inside, whatever really. If you sow them inside, it just gets them going a bit quicker, but you can sow a lot of these things outside once the soil gets warm, and it's pretty close to being warm enough at the moment. You can see here I've got more pumpkins, different types of gourds and stuff like that. I've got celery, so lots of different seeds. So really my message is, at the moment it's prime time to get sowing. Those are the things inside. I'm just going to take you outside quickly to show you a few more things, which will just be actually seed beds with not a lot going on. So down here, that's where I've just sown some chard and some more radishes. So they'll get going quite soon. I'll zoom you along. That's where I've got my canes. So the French beans that are in the greenhouse, I'll move those outside in the next week or so. I'll just go along here because this gives you some more examples of things that are really good to sow at the moment. So down here we've got a seed bed. So I've got my radishes here. Perfect time. You can sow those every 2 weeks through the summer and you'll get a constant supply of lovely tasty radishes. Then there's some more, some beetroot, sorry, not some more, some beetroot. Really good to sow at the moment. Carrots after that as well, spring onions, so a lot of salad vegetables, lettuces, lots and lots of things like that you can sow right now and you'll get cropping. And what I do is I sow stuff every 2 or 3 weeks so that I get a succession of produce. I don't want sort of 400 lettuces in the same week. I do sort of like 12 at a time, and that's how I get a succession. So I mean, in terms of sowing seeds, 2 or 3 tips for that. One, sow more than you actually need. So like in nature wildflowers and trees and plants produce lots of seeds, and they hope that a small number will actually germinate and survive, whereas when you're gardening you can manage it a bit better, so you can make sure that most of them do survive. But in the pots you may have seen in here, so I've put in this particular pot where I've started with my tromboncino, now famous tromboncino. So you can see I've put 3 seeds in each pot. Now that's because 1 or 2 may not germinate. They may struggle when I put them outside. So if I've got 6 plants, I probably need 2 or 3 to produce enough tromboncinos through the summer. So I'll tend to, again, if you look at the French beans here, so I probably need about 8 of those for 2 of us, to feed 2 of us, and have plenty left over. And I've because I've sown two plants in each pot, I've actually got, I've probably got about 12 there at least. But the good thing about that is, you see, with my runner beans, only 3 or 4 have germinated for some reason. So so that's okay, because between the 2 I've got plenty of beans there. So it's that sort of thing. So you sow a few more than you need, and then you can plant out what you do need, and the rest can either be, you can hold them back and sow them a bit later, plant them out a bit later, or you can just do away with them, or pests or birds might actually have them. So that's one thing. Sow a bit more than you need. The other thing actually is, and this is quite a relevant area I'm showing you. So some seeds are so tiny that they don't need any soil above them. So these ones here, this is actually a flower, but it's a nicotiana, a tobacco plant. But actually another vegetable, celery, those seeds are almost like dust. So when that's the case, don't put any soil above them. Just keep them moist, keep the surface of the soil moist. Because the general rule of thumb that I use is, if you look at the size of the seed, you want that depth of soil or compost above the seed when you sow it. So a big pumpkin seed like this, you can put about that much compost above it, whereas a lettuce seed, you want a tiny bit, because they've only got enough energy in the seed to basically burst above the soil, and then they need to photosynthesize. So you don't want to give them too much of a challenge to get to the light. So you want that level of soil. Apart from that, really, don't worry. Sow your seeds. If something doesn't germinate, it doesn't matter. You can try again, and enjoy it. And the excitement of them germinating is something, once you've been bitten by the bug, you'll never stop. Okay, so good luck, and get sowing.